Welcome to another Live and Thrive. Today is a odd day. Normally we would have did this yesterday, but yesterday I got caught up in life and handling errands and business and hanging out with my dad because we were celebrating his oh shit, we never even mentioned which birthday it was, I just noticed. But if he's born in 51, 51 is 49 and 2000 plus 25. What's 25 plus 49? That's 4, 2, 6, 74. So Pops turned 74 the other day. Shout out to him. And his life, long lived, longevity. Many more for him, many more for us all. But yeah, we took him out to a little seafood spot out here in Jacksonville, up in Mayport, where you can get the big Mayport shrimp. And one thing about my dad, man, my dad is like the equivalent of taking Gordon Ramsay out to a damn to a restaurant. Like if the food isn't perfect, nobody's gonna be happy. Nobody. So that was that. Um, and like the day just got away. So I didn't get the chance to hop on here yesterday. So I'm gonna just hop on here real quick. Shout out to you for joining me. What up, Happy Feet? Thank you for joining me. How you doing? How's your weekend? See, I switched up the venue a little bit. Switched up the venue. I just noticed that you see that paint. The roof has a leak. So the water fell through that little seam right there in the wall, and it got a pocket in that paint, and it's slowly peeling that oil-based paint off the fucking wall. Gotta love it, family. I'm just happy I have a home to live in. You know what I mean? It could be a cardboard box. What up, Mrs. Clayton? What up, Waterloo? Smart, savvy, loved. Okay, the whole family's in here. That's what it is. I'm not gonna hold y'all for too long. I know it's Saturday night, so y'all probably got things to do. I just wanted to jump on here and show face because, like I said, I didn't get to do this yesterday. And yeah, we're gonna keep it light, keep it quick. You saw lightning? Or Foci, you have lightning where you at? Yo, I gotta stand up because the performance is not happy right now. Let's see if I can get this to go on the desk. Yeah. Yeah, this probably need to go a little bit lower. Bear with me. Hold on. We're fixing issues. Waterloo, you watching old UFC fights? That's what's up. My dad was telling me there's a big fight on Netflix tonight. Canelo, maybe something like that. I don't know. I don't be keeping track of the goings ons in the world at all. There's so much going on in my own life. Joanna was good. Okay, Mrs. Koga, you got your 11K today. That's what it is. Big things are going. Happy Feet, my condolences about your granddad. If I could share anything with you, I would tell you that something that I just read in Conversations with God was death is just as joyous as life. If anything, it's similar. Yeah, so shout out to Granddad living that full life, getting his seed here so his seed could get you here. And there we go. And the joy continues. It continues. Life continues. Maybe your granddad will be reborn as a grandchild for you. Happy for you. I don't even know if you had kids. I never asked you that. Mhm. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, so who knows? Are you a grandma yet? Still time? Congratulations to your daughter, Mrs. Colder, for getting a $900 scholarship. Ooh, a $900 scholarship on September 9th. Now that's fire. She's about to do good things in the world, great things in the world. Clouds, I'm just dating myself. I met a 39-year-old grandfather the other day. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was 39. He had a 20-year-old, and his 20-year-old just had a baby. So, what up, Tanaz? What about you, Clouds? You dating? Are you out there in the dating market? How's that going for you? I have no idea. I barely leave my house. I was just saying that I was talking to my friend Michelle earlier, and I was telling her, she was like, "You ain't go to the beach yet? You live like a half hour from the beach." And I was like, "Yo, now that I think about it, it is kind of crazy that I haven't been to the beach yet." But I felt like there's a reason why I don't go out. Well, like while we were talking about this, I was having a revelation. I was like, I probably don't go out because I don't get to go out with my daughters, and if I did, it would probably like turn me into little dust flakes, and I'd fucking evaporate. Waterloo says my lady had me out here driving to garage sales, but didn't find anything of interest. I'm like, for real, that's the life. But it was fun for her though on the chase. No, I don't think Tanaz is a bot. She be here a lot. But yeah, Waterloo, that's wild, man. I've been there. Not my most favorite of times. But you never know with them garage sales, man. If you have a map, that's my thing too. Like I can't just be driving around willy nilly, not really know where I'm going. You gotta have a map. You gotta have a plan. Preferably a time that we're gonna spend at each spot, and then it's bearable. But just to be in the flow, letting life be the wind in the sails. It's tough out there. It's tough out there, but more power to you, fam. Many more weekends of driving around the garage sales with your lady. At least you have a lady to drive around to garage sales. Or I was listening to my boy Lenny, what's his name? Homie with the song where he be like, oh, 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 oh. He said, it get lonely. I was like, yo, turn this off. That's what's up, Clouds. Date yourself, man. Nobody's gonna do it better, you heard? Imagine dating yourself. Imagine it. I live it. Live it. It's the life. You gotta learn to love yourself. If you can't love yourself, you ain't never gonna love nobody else. Not ever. Never ever. Estate sales, yeah. You gotta get into those. Estate sales are usually way better than garage sales. They selling things out of the estate with the pinky out. Not just garbage out of the garage that they don't want to get rid of. What's a oh, Clanker is a robot. Oh, right. Lenny Williams. Yeah. You already know Smart Savvy. That's what's up. I was listening to that joint yesterday. And I realized too that the boy R. Kelly stole Lenny Williams' style the whole time. You know, how many times I heard R. Kelly do the oh, and I was like, yo, that's R. Kelly before R. Kelly. Mrs. Colgan, do you even remember dating yourself? You've been married for so long. Good times though, good times, I imagine. That's probably why you lasted so you are lasting, not lasted, but lasting so long in your current marriage into perpetuity. To death do y'all part because you dated yourself and you took good time to get to know yourself. Your inner workings, what grinds your gears. Yo, Waterloo, I mean, I'm sure you've seen it. You do have a good idea of how people collect unnecessary things, but people really be out here just haphazardly buying shit. Not even sometimes buying shit, though. One of the worst things you could do, I don't want to say worse, but it's interesting that people will rummage through other people's garbage, bring said garbage home, and then just let it collect dust in a in an unseen corner for years and years on end. That's interesting, but it happens a lot. Muhammad, what up? What up? Rachel was good. Your mom is a hoarder and I'll never understand it either. But I always bring conversation back to conversations with God because that's what we're doing right now. But God says things exist in the world, like things that we don't like, they exist so that we know that we don't like them. So when you see people hoarding, they're hoarding. So like that's why it exists. That's why it's in reality, just to give you the experience of not wanting that experience, if you know what I mean. Rachel, what's going on with you? Why your patience is thinned out? Muhammad said, what do I think about Charlie Kirk dying or being unalived, I should say. Oh, my dad's gonna get his copyright stricken. Let me get up out of here. What up? What up? So Charlie Kirk, I did not know much of the man. I remember seeing his face. He has a very distinct, unique face, I should say. So that's all I really knew about him before he died. I didn't know about what his talking points were. I didn't know that he was like in the Trump camp. I had no idea. Like I said, I don't know anything about family until he died or murdered, I should say. Some a little bit more than dying. So I don't have a hot take for you because of that. My cousin is the one who put me onto it. My cousin called me up one day and we was talking about crypto and he told me, he was like, yo, Charlie Kirk died? I was like, who's Charlie Kirk? And he told me about the story. After we hung up the phone, it was everywhere. Like everywhere I looked, it was like my phone was listening to us talk about it, and then I couldn't go anywhere without seeing people talk about it. And because I heard a bunch of people have hot takes and give us, the public, their opinion on the whole situation and what this man was about. I see that he was polarizing, to say the least, and a lot of things that I heard were people saying that he advocated for the very thing that happened to him. He just didn't probably expect it to happen to him, because he was very pro Second Amendment, and saying that there had to be deaths such as his to keep the Second Amendment strong. Maybe, I don't know if I'm paraphrasing probably, but all that to say, I don't like to see people being murdered in such a way, especially in front of crowds of people, especially in front of his family. I think homie had he has a wife and daughters, and they were there to see that. And there's a lot of narrative of who's behind it. One thing I can say for sure, in such a high profile murder and assassination, actually at that, the shot was so clean in such a large crowd of people, and the person that got away pretty cleanly. I think I just read something today that they have a suspect in custody. I never believe any of that shit. Like, you see what these people are capable of. Like, and when I say people, I mean like our government, our three-letter agencies. You see what they're capable of, so you can't necessarily believe anything that the media tells you. But I think the fact remains that a man was assassinated in front of a bunch of people. It's going to suck for all of those people who saw that moving forward in their life, because they're going to be able to say, yo, I saw somebody get assassinated. So imagine the hurt and trauma that they're going to have to feel, the hurt and trauma that his family is going to have to feel. And like, I don't care what he was talking about. It's never a reason to assassinate somebody. So the fact that he was assassinated kind of makes me feel like he was doing something right. And again, I don't know anything about homie. I only know the hot takes and the sound bites that I've been getting over the past couple of days about what he was really, but I won't use any of that as a metric for defining who that man was. But what I believe, in my personal opinion, is when you get assassinated in such a manner, you are pissing somebody really powerful off. So I want to say that's our purpose here, is to piss the people in power off. So there's that part of it. I have heard him say things that I was like, oh, fam, that's not the way. But I love freedom of speech, and I appreciate him for exercising it the way that he did. I think all of us can learn from that. Like, how many people have made a living off of just going and expressing our ideas and our ideals and our opinions and the way we stand. Like, not many of us have the talent to do that. So that alone it speaks for himself. And I think I'll digress off of that because I don't, like I said, I don't know much about the dude. Oh yeah, y'all had a lot to say about that. I missed a whole bunch of comments. Um, let's catch up. Let's catch up. All right. So Muhammad asked me about what I thought. I said what I thought. Mrs. Koger said, "I used to love thrifting. Now I realize it's just buying unnecessary stuff." Yo, I mean, what is necessary? You know what I mean? Like, in the pursuit of happiness, everything is necessary, I suppose. Life just changes, Rachel says. Being kicked out of my exes and now living with my mom. And oh, right, we talked about this. And I'm about to give birth. Oh, right. Yes. So Rachel's like, she's like, I don't got time to be talking about, I don't got time to be worried about Charlie Kirk. But yeah. Yeah, Rachel, I'm sending you my condolences too, because just as traumatic as all of that is on the outside world, you're going through your own phase right now. And I have faith that you'll pull through. I'm happy that you have a place, a shelter within your mom. And I'm sure it's not the best, like you're not excited and ecstatic about it, but I have faith in you. And just know that this is all part of your journey. This is one of the things that is going to make you great. Greater. Not to say that you're not great right now. You're great right now, but you're going to be greater. because you have to go through this rebirth, so to speak, a rebirth for yourself and a rebirth for that wonderful light being that you're about to bring into the world. And I hope your BD gets his shit together because that's foul. You know what I mean? And I don't know what it's gonna take for you to forgive that man, if you ever can. But I hope all three of y'all could find peace in the future and like actually maybe smile together in close proximity. I kind of hope that for my own situation. Exactly, Happy Feet. I don't wish death upon nobody, especially not for speaking their mind, no matter how hateful your speech is. You know what I mean? You could say the most hateful shit. I'm not gonna wish death on you. I might wish that somebody run up on you and press you. Not even necessarily like violence, but hope somebody, you know, strike the fear of God in your heart and make you let you know that you're touchable. I think that's what happens to people, especially in that type of a circumstances homie was in. You know, he got famous for speaking his opinion, and then he went and got security. And when you get security, you start having more uh, polarizing opinions, more hurtful opinions, maybe, because now you feel like you're untouchable, but clearly he wasn't. And like I said, that was definitely there's no doubt in my mind that whoever took that shot was a trained professional. From what I read, it was 200 yards away, right in the jugular, one shot. Dude got out of there smooth. You were a trained professional. So for somebody to send a trained professional to silence that man, they had to be pretty powerful themselves. Like he wasn't just some ordinary dude. And that's why when I saw, I have no idea what they talking about with the suspect, but it seems like he's just a regular dude. And for that, I'm calling bullshit on that already. It wasn't a regular dude who took that shot. Yeah, Rachel, it's not really that important. Really, it's just something to distract us. So, the media always does that. Like whenever the public cares about something that's really damaging to the power structure, they always put in place a distraction. It's Hegelian dialectic all over again. So that's why I'm not letting myself get too caught up in that trap. But I do acknowledge that it's a hot topic right now. Everybody and a mother got an opinion about it. You see that, Mrs. Colger? You just simply said rest in peace, and they muted it and gave it a warning because it's that much of a hot topic. Yeah. I don't want to say free speech is gone, but it is on its way out. Like, I think if I don't know what it is, man, but I feel like social media is kind of diluting free speech because there's just so much of it now. Like anybody can have an opinion, hop online, the algorithm picks it up for whatever reason, and next thing you know, it's like gospel. But I just, I don't wish death on anybody for speaking their mind. If anything, I think we need more. We need more like, you know, I just don't want to see people have such strong polarizing opinions and not be subject to debate. And that's what I kind of the little bit I know about Charlie Kirk is that he every video I saw of him, he was in a public venue. He was asking people to come talk to him about the things that he was talking about. So that's kind of respectful in its own right. Like the same shit I do right here on this YouTube. Like anybody can come up to me and ask me anything. You can press me about any one of my strong viewpoints on things, and I will give you the best answer I can possibly give you. But yeah, Happy Feet said, this is not about what political side you're on. This is way deeper. Seeking truth is what we should all want, and thinking outside the box is not what they want us to be or think. Facts. Tanaz says, I'm 43 right now, but I still dream of becoming a wife to a man once again. Okay, okay, Tanaz, I hope you get that. You know what I mean? We've got your age now. We assume that you're a woman. Put your location in here, and maybe somebody will hop in your DM some type of a way, even though you can't really message somebody directly out of YouTube. But put your email or something. you know, somebody will connect. They don't want people reaching the masses or speaking to the younger ones that have them think for themselves to seek truth and not what we've been fed lies all these years. I agree. But I also acknowledge the fact that when somebody is as popular as Charlie Kirk was, there was somebody powerful who wanted his narrative into the mainstream, and that's why he got where he was. From what I know, what I've heard about him is that he was an ally of the Republican side of the aisle. He was a political ally, and my own personal view is I would never ally myself with any politician without them acknowledging first that I'm an anarchist. I believe all of this shit gotta get out of here. Like there's a way. My simple mind, I can come up with 100 ways better of organizing a country, a continent, a world. Like if I I often say if I was a dictator for a week, I would have all of this shit turned around, and we would be in such a better place. And I feel like I'm a simple dude, but I say all of that to say that we just have to be careful when we find ourselves allying or aligning ourselves with any side of the aisle, especially the American government. The American government has a lot to answer for, and I don't think it should continue. I've been saying we shouldn't have a president since Obama. Obama was the first and last time I ever voted. No, I already talked about this. It was the first and next to last time I voted. The next time I voted for Jill Stein. But that's when I started waking up really to like there's no hope. There's no saving the American government. And it's unfortunate that the American government is the the people of this country. That's our representative. So people around the world think that the American people are completely in line with the government. But we all know, I want to say maybe like 10 or 15% of the people who live in this country actually are in alignment with their political body. And since I know that, I want to believe that for the rest of the world too. Like just I don't dislike Chinese people because I don't agree with what the Chinese government does, or I don't. Here's an even better, stronger example. I don't dislike anybody in Israel for the actions and statements of the Israeli government. Now I know there are a lot of Zionists out in Israel, and I feel like that's a fucked up ideology. Like nobody should be a Zionist. Like no, you're not guaranteed land just because of your faith. That's bullshit. Especially when you're displacing the people who are already there. Like that's wild. But yeah, man. Let me get to these comments. Yeah, that's a catalyst. That's a take that I'm seeing a lot of people say online is it sucks that he was assassinated, but he himself was kind of calling for stuff like that to happen. So, uh, you know, you get what you give is how the saying goes, I will say. So we're not safe, bro. Now everyone will be scared to say something about injustice. Nah, I don't think so. Not everybody, bro. I'm not scared. Stunner, what's good? You made it. What up, Zaya? I think I said your name right. Zaya Goth. Welcome, welcome. Tanaz, do I see myself having another baby? I will not. I refuse to have another baby until I have like 300,000 in an account, 100,000 in assets. Then I'll consider it for sure, 100%. Especially after what happened to me today, man. I don't know if I want to talk about that though. Rachel says, I have no idea. Only if I get married to someone else. I hear that. You got a lot to think about right now in your current situation. So step by step, breath by breath, brick by brick, day by day, girl. That's right. Vibrant Liz was good. Olu, what up? What up? My brother. Taínos in the house. Y'all too shy. Olu, plug your I forget what gem you were using, but your Buddhas. Plug your Buddhas. Those are pretty cool, man. I wouldn't say they're amethyst, but they weren't amethyst, right? Marilyn Clayton said he was only 22. Who was 22? Waterloo says I've been sleeping in my van for a good minute now, leaving my lady sleep by herself at home because her son and his girlfriend mooching off us and I can't be in the same space? Waterloo. What? What? I'm like I'm having this weird thing in my brain happen right now because there's a woman who comes in here and I feel like this must be your partner because she comes in here all the time and she complains about how her son is always trying to bring girls to the house and he don't pay no bills. He's like 18 and we always tell him like, yo, you got to contribute more. But that's funny that's happening with two different people if that is in fact two different people. Yeah, we talking about Charlie Kirk. I'm pretty sure he was in his 30s. What up? What up? Danielle Berry Sports Highlights. What up? What up? Oh, the shooter was 22 from what I heard. He grew up shooting, so many young people making permanent choices. Yeah, I made a few of them myself, man. By the grace of God, I'm not rotting in the prison right now. I think about that shit every day. I made some terrible choices and got away. Ugh. But I never harmed anybody though. Never that. But like, I'm not about to draw snitch on myself, but I was definitely making bad choices. We don't even know who's watching. Peace is what everyone needs. That's it. That's a fact, Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum. And like Alaken. Mrs. Colger, I don't know about the new government thing, but definitely I wouldn't call it a government because government means to control the mind, and I don't want I don't want anybody's mind to be controlled. What I do prefer in replacement of the government is a true republic where every single person, every single individual's right is antecedent. It's respected. It's unabridged. Just because a group of wolves, what's the analogy? A group of wolves trying to decide what's for dinner, and there's one sheep in the group. Like that doesn't mean, like you know what I mean? Like
it is possible for every person's God-given rights to not be abridged. It's very possible, especially with the technology that we have. Like we all have these cell phones, right? Why isn't it like we have social media, right? Why is it not a thing yet where we all log on to, let's say, the World Choice app, right? We all log on to the app, and we get a laundry list of all the important decisions that need to be made for the countries. Basically, the same way Congress will put up a bill, and they'll vote on the bill. Get rid of Congress. Let every single person 18 and above vote on these issues, and you have blockchain. The blockchain technology can authenticate every single person's vote, so everybody gets one vote. And dare I say, some people's vote should count more than others. Reason being, not everybody's competent the same way everybody else is. So therefore, you and I, normal people, will take competency tests to show that our opinion, our vote should count on this. Like, let's say if the bill is about the way we deal with animals or stray animals, like how many people are competent enough in the venue of, or the area of animals and the caretaking of animals to qualify to vote for that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like this is so easy and like duh. Like it's the fact that we rely on this old ass system, these old ass people, not to say that old people aren't smart, but these are career politicians. They're all multi-millionaires. They cannot possibly represent people who live in abject poverty. They cannot. And the fact that we still do it is pure idiocracy to me. All pun intended, because that was a great fucking movie, and that's exactly where we're headed. If you haven't seen that movie, Idiocracy, it's a comedy. Please go watch that shit. Omer. Yeah. You say Samar Omer said maybe he knew something and they knew he would speak his mind and they didn't like that. I I can't say that I know for sure, but something that I've read more than a few times is people are already pointing the finger at the Israeli government because they were saying that he was he was developing a pro-Palestinian stance, and they had talked to him about it, and he was like, "Nah," and that's why they took him out of here. But I don't know that for sure, and frankly, it's a little hard to believe that's really what happened. But I don't know anything about the dude. What I do know, what I did see him say out of his own mouth, was that the Epstein files should be easily accessible to every American, completely unredacted. I heard him say that out of his own mouth. So if that's really how he felt, I can imagine how he feels about things of that nature, and regardless of who they threw under the bus. Hold on, let me go let somebody in. All right, boom, I'm back. Rachel, we need a new government, but the rich won't let that happen anytime soon. Yo, but you know what, Rachel? We really, it's not only our duty as Americans, it's our obligation to overthrow this government. It's written in the Constitution. And this is something that I think about daily. Daily is how do we do that without bloodshed? A lot of people believe that there's no way. A lot of people think that there's no way to do it without violence because historically that's the only way regimes have been overthrown, with extreme violence and bloodshed. But because of technology, I don't think that's the case. I think that we could do it non-violently with enough people waking up. What is it? Yeah, she came in. I let her in, but she went back out. I don't know what happened. She probably forgot shit. But should I close the curtain or leave them open? No, leave them open unless you need them closed. No. But yeah, what I was saying was I think that's the way we do it is what I envision in my mind, what I imagine is going around with a petition, the same way people were petitioning everybody in the world to have cannabis rescheduled as a non-harmful substance. We do that for the government. We go around, we start coalitions. We could do this now. Like just me personally. Like I'll just start going up to people. I'll have like a clipboard and I'll get people's signatures. Like, yo, do you think that we could do better than the United States government? Everybody's gonna say yeah. And I'm like, yo, this is my idea. We develop some type of an app. Apps are very easy to develop thanks to AI. And the app basically mirrors everything that's put in front of Congress. And we have everyday people vote on those things. And then we develop some type of competency test so people can qualify to actually have an opinion about that thing. And then it gets over time so popular that people are like, yo, why don't we just pivot instead of listening to these multimillionaires make these decisions, these arbitrary mandatory decisions that we all have to abide by? Why don't we just pivot to this app over here and we start giving more energy and attention to that? Because that's all I really the currency of this world is attention. Federal Reserve notes have nothing on attention. But with that, I digress.
Do you want two burgers?
One or two, it don't matter.
No, man.
Mrs. Kohler, please share your views. Don't let people scare you from that because that's exactly why this is probably happening. They want people to be scared about sharing the things that are most important to them, which are usually something to do with politics, family,
Y'all want
you
bread?
know what I mean? So
Huh?
What do you think I should put it on?
I hear that, Mrs. Kohler. You could definitely keep doing that, but don't be afraid to
No, but I'm
express your opinion
pizza.
here with me and our community, but especially like at your dinner table with your family. I think that's where it matters most. Community is built around the dinner table, the breakfast table, the lunch table. That's where we should be the most vocal.
15 minutes.
First name is Shia. Oh, okay, I got you, Shia. Then Goth. Shia Goth. Thank you. All right, thank you for correcting me on that, Shia. Appreciate that. Because I definitely didn't want to call you Zaya if it's not Zaya. Shia is a great name, though. I've never heard of that. So shout out to you for being a first. The birds don't sing. The birds don't sing. They screech in pain. Shout out to the Clips for performing at the Vatican. That was crazy. I said the Crips. The Clips got to perform at the Vatican. Shia, thank you for the gift. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. That's right. With the super comment. Go ahead, girl. Appreciate you, Shia. Mad love to you. So, Caramella with three L's and two A's. Caramella asked what advice would I give to my younger self? I thought about this a lot because I don't know if it was you or somebody asked me the same thing about what advice I would give to a 20-year-old. And what I told them was to go find a mentor. But I've been thinking about it since they said that. And I was like, what better thing could I have said? And the thing I want to share with you, Caramella, is not only should you get yourself a mentor who you love and respect, who you think you can model your life around or behind, but also invest. Because what I find myself in my, I'm 40 now. I was about to call myself 39. What I often find myself thinking as the most pressing subject in my life is finances. So for you, what I would tell you, if you're still young, not to say that I'm not young, but if you're in your late teens, basically if you're old enough to get yourself a brokerage account, whether it be Robinhood, Ninja Trader, Trade of Eight, there's so many prop firms. Learn what a prop firm is. I had no idea what a prop firm was until last week. But yeah, invest. Every time you get paid, anytime you get any type of finances from what you put your energy into, take 10%. The same way they be telling us take 10% and give it to the Lord. Take 10% and give it to the Lord, but the Lord being yourself, because you are God. Take 10% and put it and invest it in something that is going to appreciate in value while you sleep. Because if you think that you're about to be successful in the way that the Western mind defines success, which is financially, I don't think you'll ever get there by trading your time for money. So, like I said, take 10% of anything you get, maybe more if you can, and put it into some type of investment, whether it be real estate. I think stocks and bonds is the easiest thing to get into because it's just a push of a button. Real estate requires a little bit more capital, a little bit more training, a little bit more knowing what you're doing. But there's something called the Magnificent Seven, the Dow Industrial Average, the S&P 500, Nasdaq, whatever. Those things are in place because they year over year usually bring a small percentage of increase in value. You know, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm advising you to invest your finances regardless. Like any professional certified financial advisor is going to tell you to invest your money. So I'm going to tell you to invest your money. It's so much smarter than just working. And I wish somebody would have told me that a long time ago. Because I always knew about stocks and bonds, but me not having the right people around, I was like, oh, I'll do that when I'm old enough and I have a lot of money to invest. Like, no, you can take $5, $10, and go get you a fraction of a stock. Or nowadays we have cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency jumps up by hundreds, sometimes thousands of a percent overnight. And it can it can change your life. It could change your children's lives. So before I digress off of what advice I would give to my younger self, Caramella, is invest. Invest in something that's going to increase in value. So when you're 40, you can relax a little bit. Boom. Waterloo. Nah, that's not her, but that is funny. Oh, okay. I see what you were saying. Because yeah, there was somebody who used to come in here and always tell us about how her son is bringing women to the house and she don't like it. And he's only 18. But that's the situation, fam. I pray that y'all could sit at the round table and kind of get that together because you sleeping in your van. I mean, unless you really like sleeping in your van, don't get it twisted. I lived in a van for a year and some change. And we had no air conditioning in that bit. So if you got air conditioning, you got your tunes, that might be a happy place for you. You go park up by the lake or whatever, burn one. You know what I mean? Ah. There it is. Oluminous Creations on Instagram. Oluminous Creations on Instagram. My boy Olu has laughing Buddhas in many different colors, and I believe he makes them out of some type of a crystal. It's Olu. You gotta put me on how you do that. I'm like, are you like? I imagine you with like a drill of some kind, or like a spinning saw, and you're like cutting into the gems to make that. But I'm sure you got a mold or something much easier. But that was a dope idea, fam. Thank you for putting me onto that. I will continue to boost you up for that because I want to see all of us, every single one of us in here, have some type of an enterprise of your own. If I could revisit Carmilla's thing, I would tell you that too. Not only invest in things that are going to generate and appreciate in value, but get some type of an enterprise of your own. You know what I mean? You're never going to get there. I don't want to say you're never going to have a happy life working for people because people who work for Meta make hundreds of millions of dollars. But Unless you're making hundreds of $1 millions working for somebody else, you need your own enterprise. There we go. Thank you for getting behind my idea about voting, Ty. Appreciate that. What up, RS? Not you didn't. I mean, you missed some things, but we never block anything here. Shia, thank you again for that $9.99. I'm just scrolling past it. Smart Savvy, thank you for reminding people to like, share, and subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Derek Warren, my guy. Thank you for that. That $5. High five. Yeah. So about the price of some blunt wraps in Arizona. There, yo, facts. That used to be the go-to back when I was smoking blunt wraps. I don't smoke blunt wraps no more, but when I did, I always got the Dutchies. I always got 1 or 2 Dutchies and a 99-cent can of the what's the Arnold Palmer, whatever they call it. It's half iced tea, half lemonade. Take it upstairs. I would twist up everything and put it right there on my desk. I would press play on my beats, and until I had a 16-ball verse, I wasn't allowed to smoke. So that's how I really got nice at writing, because I'll be sitting there looking at my blood like, yeah,
You having bread with these burgers?
yes, please.
You sure we having fries?
That's great.
And we're having vegetables?
Fantastic.
And you want bread?
Yes, because the bread needs to be eaten.
All right. You gotta tell me you want bread.
Oh, it's epoxy resin. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I know you. I remember looking at one of them. And it sounded like we were saying something about a gemstone. But they look great though, especially if you sit them on like a light platform that spins around. Like I think you was showcasing it like that. That's dope. I would definitely put that in my house. So when I get the crib, I'm coming through. I'm getting me a laughing Buddha. So make sure you got them on deck. I want to hear that. Oh, it's sold out this week. Da 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 da. Bohemian was good. Good to see you, family. Hemp wraps preferred, tops in the crunch. You don't do the raw papers? I'm bad too, because I went to go get raw papers like 2 years ago, and Shorty told me they was sold out. I was like, how y'all sold out of raw papers? She was like, because there's a hole up in the supply chain. They're getting sued because they have heavy metals in them. And I was like, what? Raw papers got heavy metals? Damn. I didn't get raw papers. I got the Bob Marley joints that day. But the Bob Marley, I don't know. I think I'm addicted to the raws. I can't get nothing else but the raws. Nothing else smokes like the raw paper for me. Marilyn Clayton asks, is Conversations with God a series? Yes, it's a 3-book series written in the mid to late 90s. Very powerful books. I definitely recommend that. 10 for 10. RS asks, RS. Yeah, let me catch you up, RS. I meant to ask, did you ever take that job at the Seas? Yes, I took the job at the Seas, and I only lasted for like 5 or 6 shifts. I had to get up out of there. It was one of the most, like, on par with the chicken processing plant of how disgusting it was. Like, I felt like I was complicit in committing crimes against humanity working there. Little children eating that pizza. I was like, oh no, like, you don't want this. Don't bring your kids here. Oh my God. And me being who I am, speak truth to power. I don't care. I was like, yo, why is this so dirty? Why don't we ever clean these things? And number 2, why are you my manager and I'm working harder than you? You stealing time. My manager did not like that. So we was bumping heads from my first shift. Cause I wasn't just the type to go for the opie doke. I'm 40 years old. I'm not going for that. So she took a crazy tone with me one day, and I was like, hold up. You're not about to be hostile, and I don't do the disrespect. So chill. And number 2, I'm clocking out because what you're talking about don't make no sense.
Dinner is ready.
All right, cool. So, yeah, she said something off the wall to me. I said, yo, consider this my 2-week my 2 week notice. I will give you 2 weeks, but that's all I got. I cannot work here any longer. And she was like, oh no, you don't have to do 2 weeks. You can leave today. And I was like, say less. It's the way things go, man. It's the way things go. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Like Bohemian Goddess said. Jester, what's up? Yeah, shit. I mean, anywhere you go, where in a corporate structure, you have to. They want you to eat shit. They want you to pay your dues. Fuck out of here. Corrupt. What's good? Ah, what's good, homie? Good to see you. All right, family. We approaching that hour. I don't want to hold y'all. Like I said, that's Saturday night. I want y'all to go get that real Saturday Night Live energy. Get your feeling right. It's ladies' night somewhere, so I know y'all can go be entertained. Thank you for tuning in with me for this hot little hour. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to come through. Shout out to Shia and who was the homie? Who was the homie? Who was the homie? Mr. Derek Warren for the $5. Thank y'all for showing the consideration for this live. I really appreciate it. It was going a long way. It brings me closer to my daughters, my 2 children that I love with every little fiber, every atom, every quantum field in my body. But yo, Aura told me some wild shit today, fam. And I dead ass cried when I got off the phone. Like, I sobbed. Or because when we get off the phone, I'm like, I love you so. I say so until I run out of breath. So she knows that's how much I love her. And that's the thing that's become like a normal thing. So today, what she did to me, you know what she did to me? She said, Dada, I love you so much. And then she goes to say how much she loves her mom. And then she did it with her breath. She left her breath with her mom. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's how we playing. All right, okay. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but then she got even more explicit. She said, I love mama more. I love you less. That's what she told me. I was like, okay, all right, that's cool. I understand. I understand. I kept a straight face, but when we hung up that phone, I cried like a bitch. That's the worst thing I ever wanted to fucking hear in my life. And I'm dead ass gonna bring it up to her in like 15 years. We gonna be laughing, kiki, haha. I was like, yeah, you remember that day when you was 5 years old? It was September 13th. You said you loved your mother more than you love me. So give me that drink. I'm gonna be drinking this. Dinner's on you. Life, fam, life. It's all good. It's all good. She's just 5. She knows not what she does. And who knows why she really said that, Who knows? Like, I'm not even gonna form a what's the word? Conjecture? I'm not gonna do the conjecture with that. You said it, Mrs. Colbert, but those are only narratives that we can spin in our head. We don't know if it's real. Oh man. Nah, it's all good. It's all good, yo. I'm sure from what I know is her mom is on the phone a lot and she does not have a filter. Like, how, like, if you and I are on the phone, right, and we talking, and I know my baby's 5 feet that way, I'm not going to make disparaging remarks about her caretaker, the person who brought her into this world. I'm not going to do that because she can hear that, and she will internalize it and form her opinions. But not everybody has that type of morale, those type of ethics. And that's the world we live in. We can't expect people to do what we would do in any given situation. So, to the one of us who is many, May you grant all of my friends here today with peace, progress, prosperity, persuasion, panacea, pleasure, and the presence to bring all of their wildest wishes into fruition. We thank you for always looking out, no matter what it may look like, and we are grateful. And we love each other and we love you. We love ourselves. All right, y'all. Peace. See you tomorrow. Because remember, today is an odd day. So tomorrow I will be going live again. All right. Peace.